Alpha Floor, is that? Yeah, I think that's what it's called, Good Fixins. I will, if that's not what it's called, I've got my notes here from, I'm looking at my notes from Seatback Pocket, and I will tell you exactly what he says. Yes, Alpha Floor is what that's called. And so again, in layman's terms, because that's the extent of how I understand it, not because I'm full of knowledge and I'm simplifying it for everybody here, but it's a safety procedure that keeps you from stalling the aircraft out, and it forces you to, if you go below that speed and you haven't put flaps or slats out, it automatically engages TOGA to speed you back up. Denver traffic. Oops, it's not going to work if this isn't on.
Right. Corner 7 departure to the west.
Denver traffic, UPS 816 heavy. We're holding short 35 left. All right, let me listen there, because I had it on Unicom, but I wasn't paying attention, and it'll give us a chance to kind of work through some before takeoff stuff here. So profile and nav modes are going to be selected. Oh, my clicky little deal there. We got to go, let's see, let's get our lights on here for departure. Strobe, beacon's already on, those are on, that's already on, that goes to takeoff. This goes to landing. Everything else is good. We can put the galley power on, I guess. Let's get some coffee going for Good Fixins there. We need auto brakes to max, that's for RTO. We're going to arm the spoiler. We are going to, oops, real quickly, we do need to go continuous relight on the ignition. And we need to come down here and...
Denver traffic, Delta 2154, airborne, turning to the west.
Turn our weather radar on and our terrain radar on. And again, no anti-ice needed at this point in time. I haven't heard anybody coming in on 35 left. Let's make a call here. We're going to just double check. I don't see anybody out there on 35
Denver
left.
traffic, Skyblue 6, airborne, UPS, you're clear to go.
Okay, UPS 35 left. We're taking, excuse me, UPS 816, we're taking 35 left. We'll be departing IFR westbound. Alright, so there was somebody on that runway. I'm glad I held. Good Fixins, by the way, for those of you in the chat, is my brother from another mother that's also trying to figure out how to how to fly this little French tart here that we have. I've enjoyed the heck out of it, and actually he shared Seatback Pocket, I should say, shared another little another link. It was a really great read from an actual A300 pilot who did a review of this particular sim. Kithrick, yeah, you would think, right? So the reason why I was drawn to this plane, Kithrick, is, you know, generally speaking, I'm a GA guy. I like the propeller driven stuff.
Denver traffic, Delta 2437, taking off runway 8, departure to the west. Denver traffic.
But I do enjoy vintage aircraft. All right, 40%. Oh gosh, I didn't have my slats down. There they go. All right, there's TOGA. So when I saw that this plane was coming out, and it's based off of technology that was available in the early 80s, late 70s to early 80s, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my kind of plane, baby. And so it does have a ton of automation, you know, probably more automation than I'm used to. in these vintage airlines, and it's like dangerously close to being set it and forget it, but it just doesn't. It has an autopilot that works like you want it to most of the time. You'll see what I'm talking about as we go. There's rotation. Yeah, it was a heck of a crosswind. We did okay. Ozzy, rate the gears up. Somehow my heading got catterwampus. Alright, we're going to turn that on. We're going to go ahead and just fly the profile here. And yeah, I just want to see you. Give you a little look-see here. She's the hefty girl, I'll tell you that, but flies nicely, and when you do what you're supposed to, it's really a fun. That's right, that's the real good fixins. It is really a fun plane to fly. If I could just get this last phase figured out, I think I'll be happy. So yeah, so the Boeing bus, that's Good Fixins is saying the Boeing bus. So it's interesting because part of the history of this plane is that there's some crossover in some of the things that you see in this particular plane versus future, more modern Airbuses. And one of them, there's a lot of Boeing-isms, I guess. Eric Flight, hey man, thanks for the, first of all, thanks for the raid. Thanks for the host. And it was good to see you flying there, sir. Sorry that I caught you right at the tail end there, but thanks for coming around. Appreciate it. Okay, we've got 10,000 feet. We'll turn the landing lights and the taxi lights off. The ignition can go off. And which Tom? Dave, I would love it. I would absolutely love to have a real Airbus pilot, man, walk me. I would love that. Oh, Fly 787? I didn't realize that. I did not know that. I thought he was pretty much his whole career was around the Boeings. Ooh, man, I tell you what. I will definitely reach out to him because I love if they, you know, I don't want to be that guy where I'm like, hey, Tom, I got another question. Hey, Tom, come fly with me. Come stream with me. No, I don't want to be that guy, but man, if he's willing to talk about this plane, I would love to sit and listen to him. All right, well, we are on course here and flying the departure like we should. I'm going to do a real quick check of everything. Yep, definitely over 10,000 there at Mugby, and we're going to be in good shape. We did get over the 250 there. That was my fault. But that's another one of those things where the auto throttle will fly, and the auto thrust system, I guess, will fly this profile pretty well. But you'll see 250 on the FMS, and it'll fly at 250-ish. You know, sometimes it'll be around 245. Sometimes it'll be up around 255, and so that's just one of the, I guess, one of the little quirks, little appealing quirks of this plane.